Welcome to the Everyday Mom Challenge. While the boys are at music lessons, I thought I would take an opportunity to finally get back on here and talk with you about the way the new semester is going for Solomon's transition over to his spring quarter with his AP courses. So I want to let you know how I set up AP in homeschooling. The first thing I did was I went to the College Board website. So go to the actual website because it will tell you AP recommended textbooks. They will give you a list of them. Now, I went and found the list and so I'm going to show you through environmental science because he's in 9th grade and he's taking Earth and Environmental. So this is one of the books that I ordered off of Amazon, and I ordered it. And I was like, oh, gung-ho about ordering all of the textbooks that I found. I did the Myers book for psychology, for AP Psychology. I'll talk to you a little bit about Microeconomics. And I already had a world history book that I bought at a thrift store. We bought it at Habitat for Humanity. I think that's where we bought it from. But so I really just needed to buy 2 of the actual textbooks. But after I ordered them, one of my friends told me about this website called cheapbooks.com, and I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that one or not, but it's worth investigating. But I'd already received the notifications and had the books coming, so I just left it alone. But for the future, I'm definitely going to look into that website. So you guys, if you've ever used it before, put a comment below and let me know if it's something that's viable that we might be able to use as a resource. Okay, so this one was recommended, and when I was on Amazon, this book kept popping up, and I was like, oh, this might be really good for me because I needed the little test, I needed some study tips for him. I've never been trained in AP, so I know that there are some tricks that I don't know, and there's some it's beyond my realm of understanding. So I thought that this book would be maybe a good start. So I only ordered one of them. So this is the one I ordered because I wanted to see how it worked and if we thought it would be useful. They're like $12, $15 to order new. So on Amazon. So I got it in the mail, and we loved this book. And I want to talk to you the way that we set it up. So the first thing that we're doing is we go to chapter, the way this one is saying is chapter 1 of what we need to be covering. So it's giving us the topics. Then we're taking the index and we're finding these same topics and we're flipping through the book. So we're actually like in page 91 in this book, and we're actually in page 212 in this book. So we're using this as our framework, and we'll read the piece sections of here. We'll take basic notes in Solomon's regular 5-star notebook. Then when we turn into the book, we see how we can make these notes more in depth. And on the sides of the margins, we have decided that if there is something of interest, so for example, the convection, and Solomon, he was saying, oh, I want to learn more about that. So we're making margin notes, and he's starring concepts that he's then going the next day, and for his homework section, he's watching YouTube videos that are titled AP with the topic, because there is a gazillion that I just would have never thought existed. YouTube videos that teachers have created, professors have created. So all of these educators are out there working for their classes. So it really is benefiting Solomon, and it's really helping me out too, because the resources are there for us. And he's just gaining extra information, and then he's compiling more into his notebook. So that's the way we've been rotating between the books. And because this came and we liked that way we're setting it up, I feel a lot more confident that I'm covering skills that I'm sure that he's going to need for the AP test. and just for, you know, him having that depth of knowledge about what's really important in earth science. Because yes, we could have started from the beginning and read from beginning to end, but by us going from here to YouTube videos, I think that just really is a great approach in making sure that we're covering the material like we can. Another tip, so I went online, because AP classes are usually like a year-long class, but my son is accelerated. He's extremely intelligent, so I'm sure and confident that we would be able to do these in semester long. I will let you know at the end of the semester how this turns out. But he has an additional 1 hour of reading time that is required, and that's just for him reading news articles. So, for example, we're finding something in, what was it? History. I'm trying to think of the article I sent him, and it was, so we were talking about archaeology in his world history book. So I found him some really cool new technologies in archaeology and advancements for today. So I'm shooting him articles, and I'm doing it as we're in the midst of our homeschooling experience, because one, I'll probably forget what was one of those, oh, that's a cool thing, or oh, I think I heard about something like this before, or I'm searching it and I'm pulling out relevant scientific or current event articles that could be paired informational text. So I'm just, as soon as I see it, I just hit forward. I haven't been sending them to his email, which I thought about that, and I said, that's something that I am going to start doing tomorrow. I haven't been doing it. I've just been sending it to him on text message. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sending it to his email, because then he can link those and just go ahead and attach them to his Google Drive. So that way, if he's just having his phone there, he's just going to read it on his phone. I think I would rather do it to the email, because then he would be more, we'll make a new folder for his current event articles, or just his relevant articles that related to his topics. But I'm only doing that for his 2 main courses, which are the science and the history. I'm not doing it for microeconomics or psychology. I'll talk about that in a second. So what we have found is that what we were learning in AP, we're pulling up world history, and it's talking about rivers, and it's talking about soil and farming, and we're going, okay, all of this is like hand in hand. It's talking about marketing, like the capital and the needs, and there we go with his economics. So it's like the supply and the demand, and the reasons why people moved and changed for resources. All of this, every time we see stuff, and then it's about behaviors and advancements just with the people and societies, and the need to hold on to religious beliefs and government systems and all this. We're going, okay, that's like a psychology. So this semester, it's really worked out perfectly in the way that these 4 electives really pair well together. They go hand in hand. So if you're really looking at how to structure some, AP courses together, or I would just say structure a semester together for your high schooler. First semester we did journalism. He had English 1, he had music theory, and he had math 1. So we got those. Oh, and he had his health and PE elective. So he actually took 5, and now we're building these 4 in. I will say that I've asked him what has he thought so far. We're a week in it. We've ordered all of these books for every subject, and we are using this same routine. And he actually said, oh, I like it. I really like this semester. I think he actually likes this semester a lot better than last semester, because he's just more interested in the topics and science and history. Those are his things. So something else that I want to pitch to you guys, because you get a 60-day free trial on it. I actually have a call in tomorrow with one of the reps, and I'll let you guys know how that goes tomorrow, to see how much does it cost for individual student, for homeschool families, because I truly believe in News ELA. So type in, I think it's newsela.com, and go on and sign up. Sign your child up as a student, create your classroom, and he can build, you can assign articles to him, or he can build his own article library. He can take quizzes on those, and he can change the Lexile levels up and down. So for Solomon, I'm requiring him to go to the highest Lexile, and I showed him a Lexile level chart, which I think that transparency is really important for all of, our children. I do the same thing with Sam. And I showed him the Lexile levels chart, and I explained him text complexity as well. That doesn't mean everything, but as long as I know that he's hitting that highest level, this is where, it's comparing to on a Lexile chart. But he's required to read one science and one history topic a day, and he's to take the quizzes on those, and it charts it for, it collects that data for him. And when the 60-day runs out, then we're going to take the same sheet, and then I'm just going to turn it into those articles that I've been sending him. Then I'm going to just keep adding more. So right now he's kind of doing double articles, which is great, and he loves it. And he tells me, "Oh, I made this on the News ELA quiz today. I'm making hundreds on the quizzes, and I've battled between a couple of questions." So that's going to be really good for him for test taking. I think it's a great prep for him, because the AP is going to have multiple choice questions on it. AP history cards. So that's another addition we did. I found some at the Habitat. I probably showed it to you in another video, but they were brand new, had never been used before. So we counted up the last of the cards. They were still in order because they had not been opened. So there was like 350 some, whatever. There was a bunch of cards in there. So we broke it down by, we have 13 weeks that we've got before the May 1st window starts with the AP test. So how we're going to cram all the stuff in and make sure that we have him prepared. He's doing 7 cards a day, and in his defense, this is his learning style, and so this is his way he's approaching it. He's actually taking and rewriting the cards down in his notebook. And that way, when he comes across in the world history book something that he's already written down on the cards, he goes back and we double check that information, and we discuss it from the cards backwards too. So he has that extra task cards, and I love those cards. They're really cool. It's like everything you need to know for the AP World History test. So it's a really great study guide. It came with a key ring and everything, but he didn't want to do it that way. He didn't want to create a Quizlet for it. I told him he could type it in documents. He could do a Google Doc. He could make Google Slides. He wanted to handwrite it, and he said that's the way he could learn the information and remember it. So it's him. So that's what he's doing. I'm trying to think if there's any. So psychology and microeconomics, we decided to do those two for his elective courses. And there is an online resource. If anybody's ever used it before, please let me know what you think. But I found it when I was trying to plan for his semester last week, and it's called Saylor, SAYLOR.org, and they have free online courses. So they have the psychology and the micro on there, which actually links you to textbooks. So while I was waiting for his psychology book to come in the mail, because the shipping got all messed up on it, it was like way extended time, he was using the online textbook, which also has like the study guides. It also has questions, discussion, those kind of things. So he was doing all of that, timing himself 1 hour. What I found was that he was spending, and he was taking notes. So he had like 3 pages of notes for one day, and he was taking like an hour and a half. So I talked with him, and I'm like, okay, you're spending a lot of time in this psychology. And he's like, yeah, but I've got to finish that chapter. I'm not going to break it up. I'm going to continue and then go back and review it the next day and then build on the next one. So he's got his system together, so I'm going to leave him alone with it. I did decide when the psychology book came in the mail with the psychology companion, he was going to use those. And he's now off of the website textbook, and he's using the recommended textbook that was on College Board. And that way I feel a little bit better about that, because he has the actual resource that was recommended. And he's going back and forth between the site, the book, and the companion guide. And he's using those questions on the site to kind of help guide his thinking and check himself. Now, Microeconomics, I did not buy him a book, a hardback book, but I did buy him the companion because we really believed in those. And he's working from the textbook on micro. He's working from educator.com website for on YouTube. They have a whole bunch of microeconomic videos. So I had him to create a playlist. So for microeconomics, he has a separate playlist on his YouTube, and it has the Khan Academy economics, there's some crash course economics, and the educator.com. And there is another YouTube site, and I think it's all about economics. It's like that. But it has and it's AP. So when you start typing in these YouTube videos, make sure you're typing in AP Microeconomics, and you'll get like 32, 40 videos in a selection, and start watching them and tagging them, sending them, sharing them, or having your child make his own playlist, and he can pull those over. And no, my child, they're watching Dr. Phil, not for psychology credit, but because they like Dr. Phil. But I'm not having him do anything extra for watching the videos or anything for psychology. I think he's doing well with how he's got that structured between the website and the book and the companion. So I guess the proof's going to be in the pudding when we get to May and we see how all of this stuff pans out. Regardless of what he does make on the AP test, he's going to have the AP classes down on his transcript, and he's working extremely hard, and so am I, and I'm learning so much. Like, who would have ever thought the rock cycle would actually be that fascinating? But it really is. So we're looking into adding some weekend field trips to the museums, just trying to find things on the weekend, because during the week we are slam packed and we are doing a lot more hours with the AP, because I know I needed to double it up. So no kind of trips during the week in the evenings or anything like that. It's going to be strictly weekend kind of supplemental work. And he's not getting a spring break. We've already discussed that. We're going to work him through, because in my opinion, after his 4 AP tests are done, he's just going to go into kind of like a minimized last semester before he actually has to take his yearly homeschool test. So I'm going to let him push himself up to that point, and then we're going to kind of go in for him after he finishes the test up, because he's going to have a 2-week window for the AP test that I have to schedule, but it's going to be from the first 2 weeks in May. Between that and the first week in June, he's just going to kind of chill his head a little bit. So we're going to just work hard until that point. So if you've got any other AP tips that you would like to share, and if I come across anything while we're working, he's not like Sam. He's not the one that will sit up here with me and share those thoughts. But I did get his input before making the video on how he thought of, and he was like, yeah, he really liked the way that we've structured everything, and he liked the books. So good luck, and I'll be praying for you, and you pray for me. So bye.